Hello YouTube, you good? So we're back talking about the elderflower. I thought I'd do a quick one, just a little quick update. My neighbour has taken a clump and a nice bunch of these guys, and you can see they've all wilted away, all the leaves and stuff. In fact, there's a few with like leaves on, but I like the fact he's taken a big clump away so he can plant them and put them and spread them and maybe make some cordial. Spread the elderflower love. I mean, that's what plants are here for. They want to divide and conquer. Why not us spread them too? The batch is about to die, so I've got to be quick. So this is the elderflower that I told you about last week. It's still kind of rooting up. There's no roots on them at the moment, but it's going to get there. I might even encourage it by putting some willow water in there too. But we talk about these bathtubs. Look at these lovely bathtubs. So my son has started putting some stinger nettles in. Basically they're teas, soups, potions, whatever you want to call it. He likes to call them potions. I like to call them soups. Some people call them teas. So this is my nice layer of teas. I'm putting stinger nettles in, and we're going to put some lines, but there's enough mint. So that all those plants I just mentioned are dynamic accumulators. And dynamic accumulators are plants that mine goodness from the soil and make them readily available in their leaves. And I mentioned this to you before. I'm talking really fast because I'm excited. At the same time, I'm actually going to die, but I want to get this vlog out quickly. So, but basically, all those plants I mentioned, comfrey, stinger nettles, dandelions, and mint, they all have with mine goodness and make them readily available in the leaves. And there's a technical term in permaculture called crop and drop, where you cut that dynamic accumulator down and you drop it where you want it, so it gives all that goodness in the leaves will drop down into the plant that you want in that space. That makes sense? So that's why I'm making these teas. So in time, these guys will feed the rest of these trees and plants around here. And it will just be like, you can see literally from about up to here where my line is, where the marram grass starts to kind of weed out, is basically, on this side I'm confident it doesn't really need that much feed because all the sediment tends to build up in there anyway. You can start seeing it from the trees here as well. But come this way, the marram grass is thick, the rush is thick, and it kind of, willow will grow through the grass, and same with olearia, but at the same time, nullifying the competition will make these guys prosper and grow a lot faster. And plus me feeding them too, like is obviously going to encourage the grass as well. So what I might need to do is suppress them, feed them, so it slows the grass down, but then the plants are going to, the trees and shrubs will keep the grass, and this will be like a nice thicket of goodness. And again, this is dried out nicely now. It'll be a nice habitat for creature hotels. I might even create like a brand new one, but I feel like the best solution would be is to place it in the old dead hedge just here. Also, a little tiny another observation just over here quickly. I know I mentioned it in, I will mention it, sorry, in another vlog, but nice little bit of colour down here that you can miss so easily, but nice bit of speedwell, which is a sign of fertile, well-drained soil. What is that? Oh, there's like there's a moscada bee, but yeah, just down here. So nice little patch just here. Grows in like fertile, well-drained soil. Just nice to know that it makes sense. It's on the top of the hill, right? We're well drained. And another thing, this square never does good. So I think there must be something underneath here, like maybe too many rocks or a rabbit warren or something, where the plants grow and they just die. So not fussed with that. So there you have it. A quick vlog about my updates on elderflower. All the ones I've planted are growing really well in here, but you'll see that in another vlog soon. But look, nice to see this greening up so nicely in such a harsh place. Anyways guys, if I can grow it here, we can grow it anywhere. And look, lastly I have one over there before my patchy dies. The patchy's gonna die, but a nice little clump of celandines. The rabbits tend to eat this all the time, but last year I had 3 flowers. Now look, it's spreading the love. They love moist spaces, has that kind of thuggish mentality, but look at that, the bees go crazy for it. It's a nice space. Annoyingly, this is where I walk, but hopefully this guy will spread the celandine love, because I love a bit of yellow. Yellow is such a lovely colour. It's so underrated. Look at that. Take it all in, peeps. Oh, love it.